were two standards for naming Civil War battles in 1862. To the Union Army, it was based off of the closest body of water, and in the case of today's video, Antietam Creek, or by the Confederacy as the closest telegraph station, which in this case was the town of Sharpsburg. And thus today's battle is referred to as both the Battle of Antietam and the Battle of Sharpsburg. Irregardless, September 17th of 1862 stands as the bloodiest single day in American military history, with a total of 22,727 dead, wounded, and missing. Now, commanding a force of 55,000 men, Robert E. Lee led his Army of Northern Virginia to victory at the Second Battle of Bull Run on August 30th of 1862. Now, he capitalized on the inertia from this win, and he decided to move into Maryland several days later. He did this for three reasons. First, Northern Virginia had been stripped of much-needed supplies, and by moving into Maryland, he felt that his army could find food. Secondly, Southern leaders felt that taking the war to Union soil could bolster support from Britain and France. And finally, there was a feeling that Maryland was a haven for Confederate sympathy, and by invading, he could strengthen this and eventually cut Washington, D.C. off. Now, pursuing Lee was Major General George McClellan, affectionately called Young Napoleon and Little Mac by his men, and he was leading his 87,000-man-strong Army of the Potomac. Now, in a twist of fate, two Union soldiers found a copy of Lee's battle plans wrapped around several cigars that had accidentally been dropped in a farm field. When they relayed this to the overly cautious McClellan, he sat around for nearly a day before taking advantage of the intelligence and moving his forces. Now, with the threat of a looming battle, Lee prepared to make a stand near Sharpsburg, Maryland. Between him and the Union forces was Antietam Creek, which was intersected by three stone bridges, and at his back was the Potomac River with only a single ford to cross should retreat become necessary. Now, at the time of the battle, he was directly in charge of 18,000 men, about a third the number of the Union forces. Union forces began to arrive on September 15th, but as usual, McClellan delayed for another day, giving the Confederates more time to dig in, as well as to allow Longstreet and Jackson's Confederate corps to arrive. Lee prepared a 4-mile-long battle line with Jackson on his northern left flank and Longstreet on his southern right flank. On the 16th, McClellan began to probe the Confederate positions for weaknesses, covering this light advance with artillery fire from east of Antietam Creek. After gathering this intelligence, McClellan planned to cross the creek at the upper bridge. He would also prepare to send troops to the middle and lower bridge to provide a diversion from his main attack. Now, the skirmishers sent out to study the Confederate forces also alerted Lee as to where the attack would be coming the next day. And while McClellan gave orders to each of his subordinate generals, he failed to share the overall plan of the battle with any of them. This, along with the placement of his headquarters too far back from the fighting, stymied communications, and it led the overall battle to become three smaller engagements, as Lee shifted his forces to meet each of the three assaults. And this lack of coordination squandered the Union advantage, and unfortunately it was paid for with the blood of Union soldiers. The battle began at 5:30 a.m. on the 17th. Joseph Hooker's First Corps began an attack from the north, and Hooker's troops soon encountered an almost equal force under Stonewall Jackson near the Dunkard Church. Jackson's forces took cover in a nearby cornfield, forcing Hooker's soldiers to move in and root them out. Now, at the same time, an artillery battle began over the soldiers' heads between the Confederate batteries to the west and south and Union batteries east of Antietam Creek. The resulting melee was brutal. Due to the short visibility and the rifles becoming fouled after repeated firing, the clash quickly turned into a free-for-all fought with bayonets and rifle butts. And while bullets and shells fired indiscriminately into the field, which was only about 250 yards deep and 400 yards wide, the Union troops made slow progress through the field, but by 7 a.m. Confederate reinforcements arrived, and they began to push the Federals back. By 7:30, Hooker's men were back where they started, and they were short 2,500 men left dead and dying in the field. Now, units continued to pour into the fray, and it was estimated that the cornfield changed hands at least 15 times that morning. At one point, a Confederate sharpshooter hit Hooker in the foot, and he passed command to George Meade. Finally, fighting began to wind down about 10 a.m., and in 3 hours, a total of 13,000 men were killed or wounded in this bloodletting. After mid-morning, action began to shift to the Confederate central position, and at 9:30, a Union division under General William H. French moved southward looking for a scrape. They soon found one when they encountered Confederates under D.H. Hill, who were hunkered down in a sunken road that formed a natural trench. Now, in the fashion of a true Union general, French ordered a direct assault on a fortified position, with the expected results. Of his 5,700 men, French's division suffered 1,750 casualties in less than an hour. As with the cornfield, reinforcements began to pour into the sunken road battle from both sides, and eventually the Union forces were able to capture a high point at one end of the sunken road. With this position captured, the entrenched Confederates were now fully exposed before them, and the enfilade fire from the high position now turned the trench into a trap. Along this 800-yard road lay an amazing 5,600 casualties. The Confederates began to draw to the south and west, and an opportunity presented itself for the Union forces to cut the rebel line in two. When McClellan heard of this, he was interested, but as expected, he ordered the Union forces to instead hold their position. Morning began to wear into afternoon, and the battle continued to shift to the south and east. McClellan had originally ordered Major General Ambrose Burnside, of Sideburn fame, to distract Confederate troops during Hooker's attack earlier in the day. However, Burnside had been waiting for an order to move out until 10 a.m., nearly 3 hours too late. Burnside sat on his 12,000 troops and 50 guns east of Antietam Creek, waiting as Lee's forces were diverted to the north and west. Now, to get his men across the creek and into the fray, Burnside would need to get across Warbox Bridge, the southernmost crossing at Antietam. As usual, crossing the bridge quickly turned into a debacle. Now, while later critics of Burnside like to point out that the river was easy to ford at this point, he did face a number of complications. The approach to the bridge was on a road that ran parallel to the creek, and it provided very little cover. On the west side of the bridge was a wooded bluff that was strewn with boulders, which Confederates could easily use as cover to snipe the approaching Union forces. Now remember that while it would have been easy for a few men to cross the shallow stream, getting 12,000 men down on an embankment and up an embankment on the other side, all while under sharpshooter fire, would be much more difficult. Burnside did send engineers to the south to see if he could cross downstream, but this ended up not proving very feasible. Thus, he felt compelled to storm the bridge. Now, future Indian fighter Colonel George Crook led this assault, and Georgia regiments on the west bank under General Robert Toombs, aided with 2 artillery batteries, enjoyed the turkey shoot that quickly presented itself. By noon, McClellan was losing patience with Burnside, sending a courier to, in quotes, tell him if it costs 10,000 men, he must go now, end quote. Now, Burnside hadn't enjoyed good relations with Little Mac, and he replied petulantly, "McClellan appears to think I'm not trying my best to carry this bridge. You are the 3rd or 4th one who's been at me this morning with similar orders." The 51st New York and Pennsylvania brigades were sent forward, with the promise that their recently canceled whiskey ration would be restored if they took the bridge. They brought a howitzer forward, and they began to lob canister shells at the rebels on the opposite bank. And by 1 p.m., Toombs, whose men were running low on ammunition, ordered a withdrawal, fearing that the Union forces had also successfully forded the creek downstream. Burnside Bridge, as it's now infamously known, cost the Federals 600 men, with the rebels only taking 160 casualties. Tactically, it had stalled Burnside forces for 3 hours, preventing them from flanking the southern force. As Burnside began to move his troops across the bridge, it became a logistical bottleneck, and it delayed him another 2 hours. Finally, he organized his troops on the west bank of Antietam Creek at around 2 p.m., and he began to move towards Sharpsburg with 8,000 troops and 22 guns, pushing Lee's troops back. By 3:30, A.P. Hill's Confederate reinforcements arrived to the relief of Robert E. Lee, and the inertia of Burnside's attack began to falter. In response, Burnside called for reinforcements, but McClellan held the fresh reinforcements back, just in case, and left Burnside back at his dearly purchased bridge. As dusk began to fall, the battle burned itself out, with Lee preparing to fight on the 18th. However, the expected Union attack never came, and Lee, noting how dearly the battle had cost both sides, pulled his troops across the Potomac and back into the Confederate lands. Now, McClellan, despite pleas from Abraham Lincoln himself, declined to pursue the weakened Robert E. Lee, citing a fear of overextending his forces. In spite of some of the worst leadership in a war known for poor leaders, the Union had won the battle. On November 5th, Lincoln relieved McClellan of his command of the Army of the Potomac, ending his career. Sadly, he turned the army over to the hapless Ambrose Burnside, who would continue the tradition of incompetence, to endanger Union troops at Fredericksburg and the Battle of the Crater. Now, the rules in this game follow the general rules that are in the other blue and gray quad games. And I did a video about 1.5 years ago on Shiloh, and I will link down below. So if you want the more specific general rules for the game, go there and watch the rules section on that one. But there are a few specific rules in the Antietam game. Now, the first is the unit movement restrictions. In the background, I talked a lot about McClellan's overly cautious nature. Then this is reflected by the rule that the Union player is limited in the number of units that they can move during any turn. So during the first turn, the Union player can move only 15 units. Now this is units, not strength points. And from the second turn on, they can only move 10 units per turn. Of course, this does not apply to Robert E. Lee and the Confederacy. However, if any Confederate units move east of Antietam Creek, then the Union player can move all applicable units in the game during their turn. So if you're playing the Confederate, it behooves you not to cross the creek. Now note that this affects movement and not the ability to attack. If a Union unit is next to a Confederate unit, they can attack without affecting the number of units involved in a movement limitation. Another rule in this game involves the Union artillery on the east side of Antietam Creek. Now they can fire every round without affecting the movement limitation. And these artillery have a range of 7 hexes. They don't have a zone of control and they can't move. If they're forced to retreat, they're eliminated. And note that these artillery can fire over other units as well as all types of terrain. Also note that the Confederate units north and west of Sharpsburg, which in this Vassal module are upside down, can't move during turn 1. So on turn 2 you can flip them over and they can begin to act. Also, this game has an optional attack effectiveness rule. Now, attack effectiveness is kind of a morale/fatigue rule. Anytime a unit is forced to retreat, then it's rendered ineffective until it can be rallied. And during this time, it can move and defend, but it can't enter an enemy zone of control on its own volition or make an attack. And now at the beginning of every friendly combat round, the player rolls 1d6 for each unit, and on a roll of 6, the unit rallies, you flip it over, and it returns to normal function. Now, at the beginning of an enemy combat phase, any ineffective unit has to retreat out of the enemy zones of controls. And if they can't, they're eliminated. Also, if any piece is forced back by another friendly piece forcing it back, it also becomes ineffective. So you can have these whole chains of units that are retreating back and becoming ineffective. To determine the victor of the game, you add up victory points at the end, and each player receives a victory point for each enemy unit eliminated. Now, any Confederate unit that can't trace a line of clear hexes that does not pass through an enemy zone of control to hex 0, 1, 2, 6 are also considered eliminated. Now, if a player controls all 4 of the Sharpsburg hexes, they gain 15 victory points. And there are levels of victory based on the ratio of victory points between the Union and Confederate player. Okay, we're here with Antietam, and I've kind of gone through a little bit of the rule stuff that I've used for this. Again, we're going to use the attack effectiveness rules, and movement will be 6 movement points for the infantry, 8 for cavalry, and 4 for artillery. That's a house rule. And again, we're going to be using the specialized McClellan rules, 15 the first turn, 10 thereafter. So let's go ahead and get started here. So McClellan gets to go first. And whoever did the Vassal on this did a great job. So we can move 15 units. Now I think the important thing is to try to move these guys back. If we can move them back past Sharpsburg, we can win this. So we will start with... Oh, and then we've also got those cannons that can fire all over the place. They can fire 7 hexes, which throws things kind of out of balance. So let's start here on the south. Now I want to hit tombs down here as hard as I can at Burnside Bridge. I think we have the advantage in that we're going to be able to coordinate all 3 parts of the Union offensive here. So we will move him and attack. That's 1. Oh, I can use another. Let's see, a 5. 1. There, I can stack 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I can move this 5 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't move. But I can move some of these 4s. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's a 6. I want to get as many of these higher units moved forward first here. And then 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. He can't make it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't make it, but I can move this 4 here. Okay. Over at Pellman, over here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Hold on. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I can move him over. I can move 1, 2, him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to really isolate these guys. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I can move 3 more units, and I want to move these heavier ones. So I'm going to move, this is 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all the further he can go. And then that was 13. This is 15. 3, 6. Is that just one? Okay, let's count them up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I can move one more. 1, 4. That's it. Okay. Now then, we're going to figure our odds for our attacks. Let's start up here. We've got a 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and he's on a hillside, so that's doubled. So 16 to 4, 4 to 1 odds. And I'm going to use the combat results table. I'm not that big on this revised combat results table. I really go with the simple one. I think it just is a little more fun to play. So we get a, whoops, we rolled a 6. Okay, a 6 on a 4 to 1 is an exchange. So we lose our 2 here. And we will stick him over here. And then we've got to lose 2. But I'll just lose this one. Unfortunately, we lost 2 other units, but that's okay. We will move into place. And then this 4, these are 2 to 1 odds. And at 2 to 1 with a 2 is a defender retreat. So we're going to move here. And since he's retreated, however, we also have to flip him because they are now, what's it called? The attack effectiveness. They're no longer effective. So they have to roll to become more effective back in the game. Let's go back here. Yeah, there's another game going. I got 3 games going here, so things are kind of crazy. Am I going to move in? I think I will. I think I will go ahead. No, I don't think I will. And actually, hold on a second here. Oh, that exchange, well, that would have got rid of him. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for retreat, because if we had a retreat, we could have eliminated that Confederate unit. Okay, over here, I've got 4, 8, and 13 to 5. However, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can shoot over everything with this. Now, these 2 artillery could fight here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fight with this artillery, and we're going to try to hit Ripley and Trimble over here. And then this artillery is going to go down and support against Toombs at Burnside Bridge. So we've got 4, 8, and 5. And then we can add 5 and 4. So we got 4, 8, 13, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 to 5. So 4 to 1 odds. We roll a 4 at 4 to 1, and that's a defender retreat. So these guys will retreat back. And he'll retreat back. I don't think I'm going to rush in. I don't see a reason to rush in there. Okay, finally down here with Toombs, I've got 12, and 4 is 16 to 2, 8 to 1 odds. So that's going to be 6 to 1 odds. And we roll a 5 at 6 to 1, which is a defender retreat. And so we flip him, and he can go back 1, and I will move in. I will move that 7 in. Okay, and that is it for the Union move. So game turn 1, Union move is done. Now, let's see, nobody is in the, no Confederates are in zones of control for the Union, so we don't have to back anybody off. Oh, we do. Okay, he has to back off. Okay, now Confederates can move. So what I'm going to choose, I'm going to try to, I think I'll try to surround these guys up here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's all the further I could go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then we're going to move 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We'll move 2, 4. And then I'll move here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll move here. And then 2, 4 here. Now, hopefully I can get rid of that guy. And then we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Artillery can support here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll use artillery to support here. And these guys north of Sharpsburg can't move for the first turn. I don't think this guy, we're going to move here and here and here and here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all the further I can move, but I can fire from there. I think we will move here and here. We'll try to keep the middle bridge. Let's see, anybody else? Oh, okay, we can get one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't make that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can make it with him. And I think that's it. This is weird. We're getting these all these different separate guys here. We're going to have to try to win that one because that's, oh man, I didn't get enough guys there. Oh well, we'll try and see what we can do. Let's try over here first. We have 8 to 4, actually 8 to 8, and that's doubled. So we roll, it's a 1-to-1 odds, and I got a 3, which is a DR. So we can move here, and he is flipped. And I'm going to move into this position. Okay, now here we have a 3 and a 4. That's a 7 to 8. I'm going to use that too. So 7, 8, 9. So 1-to-1 odds with a 2. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's deadly to the Confederacy. They can't move. They're surrounded, so they can't move. And we're going to move this guy into position here. And then I have a 3 and a 3. That's a 6 to 4 or a 1-to-1 odds with a 5. Well, that's not what I wanted. That's an attacker retreat. We'll move this guy back and we will flip him. Oh, I forgot to make my little saves. What I should have done was roll a 1. I think this guy needed a save and this guy needed a save. So we can roll those 1s. 3. And they can save on a, they can rally, that's what I'm trying to say, on a 6. So he got a 6, so he rallies. One guy rallies. Down here I had a guy. No, okay, so he does not rally. Okay, there is that little battle up here. Then we've got over here I think what we're going to have to do, so I've got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to 5. 2 to 1 odds, and we get a 2. That's a defender retreat. Now, he can't go anywhere, so he is removed. And I will stick that guy there. Okay, and then I've got a 3, a 7 to 8. I've got 1 to 2 odds, because this guy's going to have to fight over here. 1 to 2 with a 5. Well, that wasn't good. That's an attacker retreat. So we can flip and flip. Okay. And then finally we've got 3 to 12, which is 1 to 4 odds. We roll a 2 at 1 to 4, and it's an attacker retreat. And we flip him right there. And that ends the Confederate turn. And we go to game turn 2. Now this time the Union can only move 10 units. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get this guy trapped. Okay. Oh, we got to try to... First of all, first thing to do is to try to rally. There's just one guy here. Don't flip him. Roll for him. And we've got a 5. So he doesn't rally, so he moves back. Any other no other rallies. Okay, now we can move this guy and this guy, and that's 2. I need to bring in some help over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see again here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I need to get, that's 3, so he can't make it. Let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it gets him in position, so we'll go with it. Okay, that's my 4th one. I got 6 more. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's move this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and that's the 1. I think that's 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 1 left. Now this doesn't preclude attacks. It just precludes movement. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to again try to get these large units into place if I can. Oh, that's good coffee. Okay, now we can make our attacks. So we start here with a 4, 1 to 2 odds, actually 1 to 4 odds, and it's a 2, and attacker retreats. Okay, so we can flip him. Here we've got 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 to 2 odds with a 5. Attacker retreats. Well, that was pretty much it for that. My flank's falling apart. Okay, here we've got 1 to 2 odds, or 2 to 1 odds with a 3. 2 to 1 with a 3 is a defender retreat. And now this is a question I have in the rules, is if he retreats backwards and he doesn't have any place to go, does it cause these guys to lose their effectiveness? And I'm going to say it does. I think it's more interesting that way, in that your route is causing other units to rout. And since he can't go anywhere, I'm going to move him back and flip him back and flip him, and him back and flip him. I'm not sure that's according to the rules per se, but I kind of think it's an interesting thing. I will move into the empty space. Okay, over here I've got a 4 and a 12. So 16 to 3 is 5 to 1 odds. And I got a 6. Okay, that was really kind of bad because I lost a guy, but that's okay. Okay, here we've got a 8 to 3, 2 to 1 odds with a 3, and that's a defender retreat. We'll flip him, and we'll move these two into position. And then here I've got a 12 to 4, 3 to 1 with a 5. Defender retreat. He can retreat in. Hold on, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to add this guy. So I've got 12 and a 5 is a 17 to 2. That's a 6 to 1 odds, and I rolled a. What did I roll? A 5, I think. Yeah, a 5. Okay, 6 to 1 with a 5 is a defender retreat. No, doesn't change anything. Okay. And flip him and move these guys in, or move one of them. I think you can only move one into position. So, okay, here I've got 7 and 4, 11 to 6. I'm going to have this guy join in. So I now have 7, 11, 15 to 6, giving us, it still doesn't give us 2 to 1. 7 and 4 is 12 to 6. That's 2 to 1, but the 4 is not going to help me out. Okay, we'll go with the 2 to 1 odds here. 2 to 1 with the 6. Attacker retreats. Okay. Flip him, put him here. I will not chase him across, because that basically, if I get across onto the east side of Antietam Creek, then McClellan can activate all his units, so we obviously don't want to do that. Okay, here we have 11 and 4. Is 15 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18, and 14 is 32. 11 and 32. It's going to be 1 to 2 odds with a 3. Well, that could have been, man, if I would have got a 2, that would have been really cool, but that means these guys move back, and they are flipped. Okay, flip and flip. Okay, end of turn for the Union. We go to the Confederacy. First thing we're going to do is check to see if they can rally. We'll start here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and I'm using the 6 as a rally point. You could use a 1 if you wanted to also. Probably should have this turn. Okay, over here, down here, and 5. Okay, these guys can move, so we can flip these guys around. Okay. I just realized there's not many cavalry units. Are there any cavalry units? Okay, so this guy has got to move backwards somehow. I'm going to just say, and I don't think he needs to move backwards there. Okay. This guy will move here. This guy will move here. Down here, nobody has to move. Oh, there's a cavalry unit right there. Okay, Confederate forces. Let's see who we can cut off. Here. Here. And here. Generally try to isolate those units is the best we can do. He can go there. Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Okay. Oh gosh, I wish I could have moved. I need to find a way to move into there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he can't. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. We'll move this guy back. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll hold it. I'll just go ahead and hold it there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, he can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he can't move there. Let's try. How about up here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he can move there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just kind of wait on Burnside Bridge here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Burnside looks pretty good down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think everybody's moved that can move. These guys are bunched up a little more than I like, but I don't think I have much choice. And we're ready to fight. So we'll start here with an 8 and a 7 of 15 to 6. So 2 to 1 odds with a 1. Yeah, that's a defender retreat. And we will flip him. I won't go any further. Okay, down here I've got a 3, 8, and 13 to 8. So 1 to 1 odds with a 3. Defender retreats. Okay, that's actually fairly beneficial because what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to flip him. I'm going to flip him. Now they have to retreat, so I'm going to say this guy also has to retreat. And we'll go here. Again, watch this and let me know how you would handle that rule. Like I said, I think it's only fair that if you're bumping another unit back when you retreat, then that unit that you bump back has to be also routed. Okay, 5, he can't attack there because the bridge, it's not on the other side of the bridge. Okay. Nothing down there, nothing there. Okay, that's it. I guess there really wasn't. Oh, I forgot to bring those artillery in. Darn it. I could have fired with, I think I had 3 artillery. 9, extra 9. Oh well, we missed it. The Confederacy flubbed. Sorry, Bobby Lee. Okay, game turn 3. Game turn 3 is we're going to check to see if bring guys back. So we start here. He comes back. Okay, another 6. Well, that helps. So I played this initially wrong. I initially thought that you couldn't move these units that were down with the Burnside ones until the Confederacy came across the creek. But and which I thought, man, that makes the game rough. But later on, I found out how you really played it. So down here, there's no 6s. There's that 7. Nope. Let's kind of get that. Okay, how about these 2 guys? 5 and 6. Oh, okay. My 7 got back in. And Union can move 10 units. We've got a pretty strong Union presence here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't do anything there. 1, 4, 5, 6. I can move around here. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 2. We'll move our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. Move him here. 4. And 5. Okay. Over here, gonna move him here and him here. And hopefully I can move these guys all back. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can move 2 more units here. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. And that guy, 10. Okay. That's it. That's my 10 units that I can move. Okay, let's work our way down the line here. 11 to 7. And 11, 12, 13. I'm going to have this guy also attack. So that's going to be 2 to 1 odds. With a 2. 2 to 1 with a 2 is a defender retreat. Yeah, that'll work. And flip. And flip. We'll move into place, and then this guy's going to be at 4 to 8. 1 to 2 with a 2. Okay. Defender retreat. That's not a bad result. Except it's a bad result in that this guy doesn't have where to go, except gone. Union will move into place. Wow. Okay. 4 to 3. 1 to 1 odds. With a 2, that's a defender retreat. We'll take it. Okay, over here, 6, 12. 12 and 12 is 24. It's easily 6 to 1 odds. And we get a 1. That's a defender eliminated. Okay. Move into place. Down here, nobody's fighting directly, but we can use these 3 artillery. So we got 8, and 5 is 13. 13 to 5. 2 to 1 odds with a 3. Defender retreats. Okay, so where can he go? He can go here. I'm going to go, instead of routing that guy behind him, I'm going to go ahead and move the other guy that's routed. I think that's fair. That nobody can move in. Okay, that's it for the Union turn. Confederate turn. First of all, we've got to try to rally. Starting here. Okay, and now we're here. I'm just going to move down the line. And then here. I know this isn't making much sense to follow, but just know that I'm trying to work through my way here to see who I can rally. Nobody rallied that turn, so this guy can move back. This guy has to move back. The other question is, if these guys are moved back, can the enemy move into those hexes just like a withdrawal? I don't think they can. Okay, now the Confederates can go, and they've pretty much... This seems to be the issue, is they kind of lose their cohesion pretty fast. Move back. I'm going to move here and here. We're just going to, I think, try to take it defensive until we can build up a few more units. 5, that's not enough. But he can't move out of there. These guys can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to move him here. Him back here. Him here. Like I say, I think we're just going to try to build this defensive line up a little bit. Let's see what happens. We're good down here. And that guy's right in gonna get shot to hell. But he's holding off on that middle bridge, so we've got to go there. I think that's it. So we've got this 5 against this 12. But 1, 2, oh, those only shoot for 2. Like he can shoot 5 to 9, 5 to 8. Okay. Let's see. No, this is going to be 3, 6 to 8. So 1 to 2 odds here to fire on those guys. With a 1. Hey, that's not bad. 1 to 2, 1. Well, that was worth it. You move them back. And then 5 to 12. 1 to 3 odds with a 4. Attacker retreats. Flip him, move him back. Okay, this is an interesting game. Like I say, I gave this a bad review on Board Game Geek not too long ago, and I need to raise it because this is really not that bad a game. That's it for the Confederacy. Now the Union are going to bring in these reinforcements. I think what we're going to have to do is try to... We just cannot get across at Burnside Bridge. There's just too much. I mean, that guy right there alone. I can't go downstream. Nope. Can't do anything there. Oh. I think I'm playing this better than McClellan, but still. Okay, I've only got 10 that can move. Oh, first of all, we got to try to see. Nobody's in zones of control, but we'll go through and see who rallies. Okay, down here. And 1, and then this 5 over here. Nope. Okay, nobody rallied. Now then, that guy's could potentially be surrounded. So we'll do that, and that, and this, and this. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. And so we're going to start here. We want to see if we can eliminate this guy. So we've got, oh, this guy has to attack here. That's okay. That's okay. Let's start with these 2 attacking here. So 6, 4, 12 and 4 is going to be 16 to 3, 5 to 1 odds with a 3. So that eliminates him pretty much. Okay. That guy will move in. And then this guy over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attack here with this 6. Oh, I've got to fight. Okay, that's 12 to 5. 10, 12 to 10. So 1 to 1, and I'm getting against all of these guys here. 1 to 1 with a 6. Oh, is that an attacker tree? Yeah. So flip him. I lost some good men that dish right there. And And then finally over here, we've got a 6-11 to 7. So 1-1 there with a 3. That's a defensive retreat. And then here we've got a 8 to 7. 1-1 with a 2. So that's another retreat. Okay. And then down here we have a 6 to 6, 7, 8. But I'm going to throw in those 3 cannons. So 6 to 8. And then 14 to 8, 19 to 8, 2-1 odds with a 5 as a defender retreat. I think so. Did 2-1 with a 5? Yeah. Our attacker retreat, sorry. That is it for the Union turn. Okay, Confederates go. Turn 4. We first of all got to see who rallies. Okay, got one here. The top one. Top one here, rallies. And then here. See, is that guy on? Okay, they're both, okay, and then here. Top one rallies here. What about here, 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 this guy, and a 5. Okay, those are the rallies. What I'm gonna do, oh, and then I gotta move out of the spaces that are next to, which is okay. Oops, I just flipped this guy. Shouldn't have flipped him. There we go. He's flipped. And everybody else is out of the range. Okay, everybody's out of range there. Now we can move. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna try first of all to do this guy. And here. And here. This guy could be, is there a place to, no real place to attack there. Stay put here. I mean, I could go here and here. That's 1-1, but I could knock him back some more. And I just really need to punch a hole in the Union. Okay. Let's see what I can do here, because one, two, 1, 2, 3. Now, I would say that since this guy is against he can't cross Antietam Creek. If he gets a retreat, he will be eliminated. And then down here, there's not much I can do. I'm going to move into here. Okay. And then I'm going to fire there. And so let's start down here. Let's go. We have 3 points plus 14 to 13 1-1 odds with a 3, and that is a retreat. Now he can retreat up here, so we will flip him and move him back. Okay, now over here he has to go across the bridge, which is a 1-1, which is a 2. That's a retreat. I'm going to say he can retreat. He can retreat. Since it's a stream, it's not going to be zone of control. Okay. And then we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 to 6. So 16 to 6 is going to be a 2-to-1 odds with a 2. That's what we needed. So he can't retreat. This guy's stuck. He can't retreat here because that's in the zone of control, and he can't retreat across the stream. So we were able to eliminate him. This is going to be a little trickier because he's at 2 to 6 and 8. 6 and 6 is, there's 8, 14. So 1 to 7 odds. He can't even attack at that. So he's pretty much just stuck there. Okay, up here, let's go with these two, 6 and 6 is 12 to 8, 1 to 1, which a 3. That's what we needed. So 1 to 1 with a 3 is a defender retreat. He can't move because the zone's of control. And then the Confederacy here would say 7 to 11, which is a 6. So that's an attacker retreat. So unfortunately, we got these guys flipped and move them back. And I think that's going to be it for the turn. So we will call that a turn. And we move to turn 5. Now, we start by trying to see who rallies. We're needing 6s. And the Union can actually do pretty... They do a lot better than historical with this, because you're able to coordinate. Believe it or not, most of you can be a better general than George McClellan. Okay, that's it. Now I need to push back. Yeah, he's not really in the zone of control. They're not in the zone of control there, so no is the answer. Let's see who can rally. There's nobody there. Oh, this guy has to push back. Wait a minute, that's a Union. Okay. See if he rallies first. No, okay, then he pushes back. Or retreats backwards. Okay, then we got to see if these two rally. 5 and 4. Down here, we've got a 3 and a 3. So now it's amazing how few times you can roll a 6 when you're trying. Now we've got 10 units, Union units that we can move. Can't really move here. I guess I can move here and here. That's 2. Don't want to move there. I could bring in these, I could try to bring in these guys. I think I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, that was 2, that's 3. 4, 5, 6, okay, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6. What am I at now? I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 2 units that I can move. Let's get these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now the attacks. 11 to 6. 1 to 1 odds with a 2, so that's enough. Flip and flip. I need to get down to Sharpsburg somehow. We will move here. No, we won't. That's really, well, we won't. Okay. And then here we've got a 6 and a 4, a 10 to 2, 5 to 1 odds. Now, since he's on the same slope, I'm going to, well, rough and rough. I guess we're going to say 6, 10 to 4, 2 to 1 odds with a 6. 2 to 1 with the 6 is an attacker retreats. That's bad news for the, oh, hold on a second. We're going to do something else different. Here we are going to go add, well, no, we don't. I'm going to say that's, yeah, we'll go with it. Flip and flip. And then here we're going to go with a 10 to 6. And then we're going to add our 15, 19, 23 to 6. So that's 3 to 1 odds, which is ideal. 3 to 1 with a 4 is a defender retreat. I can deal with that. Flip it and flip it. And yes, we will move across the middle bridge. So that's it for the Union turn. Now we go to Confederate turn. Start with figuring out if anybody rallies. And I'm working my way across here. Okay, now working my way down, or right here with Colquist. Colquist? I could read all these off, but I'm going to keep this moving. I'd like to keep this video under an hour if I can. I just finished a really long one, so I'm always in the mood now for shorter ones. These guys got to flail backwards. Now, I think if we had most of these guys, if we had most of them flipped, then we would want to move across Burnside Bridge or Middle Bridge and fight back, but we're not. Okay. This guy moved into a zone of control, which he can do. This guy can move here, and here, and here. I was kind of hoping I really needed one of these guys to come back from the dead here, because then I could have surrounded this unit, but I can't. So I'm going to go back here, and we're actually going to move this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, and these guys here. Take a defensive action. I think I'm going to hold here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to move here. Okay. So we're going to fire everybody that's crossed the bridge here. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16, and 16 and 9 is 25 to 10. 2 to 1 odds with a 6. 2 to 1 with a 6. That's my wife using the garbage disposal. Sorry about that. 2 to 1 with a 6 is an attacker retreat. Oh, that hurts. So we'll go back here. Let's see. Everybody is, except for those artillery, are flipped. Oh, that leaves the Confederacy down to these guys. These 2 guys here, and then the guys down south at Burnside Bridge are the only, and these artillery units are the only units that the Confederacy has left in the game, unless they can rally. Okay, turn 6. Waiting for AP Hill to come rushing in and save the day. Union goes. I think the Union's going to try to continue to push the advantage. Let's do our little rally saves. 6, he makes it. Okay, these two, and this guy, and these two. This guy made it. And then over here, nope. And then down south, these two. Okay, that's everybody there. I've got fresh troops here I can be bringing in, which I think I'll do. So right now we need to just push as hard as we can southwards. First of all, we're going to move this guy here and this guy here. We'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Okay. This guy's going to move here instead, and then this guy will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. 8 units. 9 units. 10 units. Ah, I forgot about these guys. Okay, I got to remember these Union these guys here can. So what I need to do is I need to push these guys back on the flank, and then I can move these cavalry units behind, and then hopefully just clean up on those guys. But okay, let's go through here and see now. He's at 4 to 5, but I'm going to try to add these guys. So 4, 10, 16 to 5, that's 3 to 1. 21 to 5 is 4 to 1. Keep it at 3 to 1. We'll keep it at 3 to 1 here. So these two and this guy are fighting. 3 to 1 with a 3 is going to be, and so he can't retreat anywhere. So these guys are gone. Move south. Okay, now this guy's at 6 and 5, 11 to 6. And then we're going to add these two to it. So 11 and 5 and 4 is 9, is 20 to 6, 3 to 1 odds with a 3. And he can't go anywhere. He's stuck too, so he's gone. We'll move him in here. And then this guy is fighting at 10. These guys are at 10 plus 4, 14 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. It's going to be 1 to 1 because these guys are in rough terrain, so they double. 1 to 1 with a 1. Oh, man. Okay. Flip. Flip. And then nobody down there. Okay, that's the end of the Union move. Confederate move. Nobody's in range. Now we can try to rally. Okay, that guy rallied. That guy rallied. And then I know you can't read my mind to see which piece I'm thinking of, but 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I got that guy on the bottom rallied. You're just going to have to trust me on this one. And now there's nobody. Okay. Confederacy now has a chance. So we've realized that we're kind of open over here. We can use these as dummy movements, as dummy units. They can move, so that's okay. Now these guys are in a pretty good spot. he can't move into those, so they're stuck there. I can't really attack anywhere. I could move across, but I don't think it's worth it. So, okay, that's it for Confederate movement. I don't think there's much I can do. We move into the next turn. I'll put Hill already down in here. He's ready to move at the beginning of the Confederate movement. And then the Union gets to try to rally. And then finally these two guys on the south. Nobody rallied. Okay. Now is the Union time to shine. I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to force these guys back. $12 to 5, 2-to-1 odds. That's 2. There's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see who else is down here. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 4 more that can move. I'll move him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2, 3, 4. We'll just move him here. Actually, here. That's enough. I think everybody's moved. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2. Well, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, actually, that guy can't move, so. That's all my guys. Okay. Attacking. Now this guy's at a 10. 10 to 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1 to 2 odds with a 2. Well, that's fine because that moves him back. Flip and flip. I will move into place here. And then this guy's at, he's got 9 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1. Okay. So that was 1 to 2 odds at a 1, which is a defender retreat. He'll stay put. And then these guys are at 6, 12, 23 to 5. Actually, it's 23. So 2 to 1 odds with a 1. And that does it too. Flip this guy. Flip. Whoops. Flip and flip. Now, it would have been interesting to play this with the this revised combat results table. That would have been it would have been a lot bloodier. This is a fairly bloodless Antietam, so maybe we should have played with that table. Oh well. Okay, that's it for the Union. We go to the Confederacy. We got to try to make saving throws for everybody. Rally checks. That's not a saving throw. It's a rally check. Okay. Oh, I got a 6 down here. He got a 6. There's a 6 over here. Now we got this one. That one's active. Okay. This guy and then these 2 guys. There's a 6. They actually rolled some 6s this time. And then over here, nothing. And then finally this guy down. Tombs down here is a 4. So, okay. Moving out. 1, 2, 3. These guys have to move. Everybody else has moved. Okay. So that's the move. Now then, can't do a lot. Move him into position. Move him into position. move this guy into position and move this guy into position. We're going to try to lay down fire here. Now this guy's going to be pretty much gone because he's going to have to fire up here. So, but he can at least kind of pinch this guy in. Nobody's down there is moving. We've got a gap there. Okay, let's see what the results are. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's 1-to-1 odds with a 5. Well, that's an attacker retreat. So we had a 50-50 chance. If they would have got a 1, 2, or 3, they would have eliminated that guy. Instead, we lost all of our unit cohesion there. So the question is, which of the Civil War battles is the best? I mean, I think Chickamauga, of the blue and gray quads, Chickamauga is still probably the best. I think this one's not bad. Shiloh's not bad. Fredericksburg's so-so. It's realistic, but it's not bad. Let's see, that's 2 to 11, 1 to 5, 1 to 6. So can't attack there. I suppose you could say he's eliminated, but I think I'll keep him around. And that's the Hill. I got to bring an AP Hill. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 2 to get across there. 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that sounds fine. Okay. Union, we're on game turn 8. And I don't know if Richard Berg had some of the involvement in the design of this game. I'm not sure if he did or not. I think he was somewhat involved, but not totally for sure. Oh, we got to try to make our rallies. And then down here, these two guys here. Nope, nobody rallied. Okay. These guys have to move. We'll move in place here and here. That's 1, 2. I will gonna try to punch this hole here. Oh, we're gonna punch it here. And here. And let's see, that's 1, that's 2, 4, 6, 8. I got 2 more guys that can move. 9. I got 1 more guy that can move. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we'll move him here. We'll move him here. Okay. That's it. So we start here. Okay. So this road here is kind of the limit to the artillery. What we're going to do is start here. 6, 12, and 12, 23 to 24, 25, 26, 27 to 2, so 6 to 1 odds with a 6. Okay, and it's exchange. Okay, I think the 4, that's the lowest one, so. And then down here, we've got a 12 to 3, 4 to 1, but we will throw these guys in. I think we'll go 6 and 12, 4 to 1, and then let's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 to 3, 5 to 1 odds. Let's go with this guy right here. And a 1. Okay, that's an elimination. Or wait, 5 to 1? Yeah, DE. Okay, that's eliminated. Move into place. And then here we're going to say 5, 10, and then 15, 19 to 2, 6 to 1 odds. Another 6. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, we got rid of Drayton, but we ended up losing more points than it was worth. I guess stick with 3 to 1 odds in this. Okay, then we've got a 4 and a 5. 7. So we've got a 9 to 7, 1 to 1 odds there. And a 4. Sends these guys back. Flip, and then over here we've got a, is that a 10? 10 to 8, 1 to 1 with a 1, so it sends these guys back. Flip, and this guy goes back, and we will definitely take, oh, I forgot something here. That was a 3, so we had a 10 to 12, 1 to 2 odds. What was our result? 1 to 2 with a 1. Well, it's still the same thing, but okay. And that is the end of the Union turn. We go to the Confederate turn and try to rallies. This guy rallied right off the bat. And then these two rally. Flip. And then, nope. Here, this guy rallied on the bottom. And then we go through here. Okay, this guy got a rally. Nope. I mean, I think the Union's going to win this. Whether they're going to do it substantially or not is the question. They've got 3 turns. 2 turns. Okay, now then the Confederacy has to move out of the way. Let's see here. This guy moves back. This guy. Oh, this guy. Nobody moved. Okay, that's those guys. Now then we can try to move a coherent line. This guy's in pretty good shape. We're going to move these guys back. Gonna try this here and here and here, and let's try to get rid of that 5. That's still going to be pretty easy to defend. Let's move him here. Okay, Confederate, that's Confederate movement. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 9 to 20. 1 to 3 odds with a 4. Should never have done that. Didn't notice that he was on rough terrain until it was too late, but thought maybe I could get by with it, but I couldn't. Okay, move this guy back, and then these guys into place. And then down here we have a 13 to 5, 2 to 1 odds with 3. Now that does knock that guy back. And that is the end of, oh, and then we got to bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. AP Hill comes in. And we go to game turn 9. So, Union forces rallying. Okay, this guy rallied. We have a rally here. Now these two try to rally. This guy here. And the guys on the south. Okay, not a lot of rallying going on. Now the Union can go. Again, I'd like to push to Sharpsburg. I've got to control all of these areas to get the victory points. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see, he was at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all the further I can move. I got one more move somewhere. So I got any sixes? Trying to move some of those sixes into place. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll work. He's on that road. I should have moved that 6. Oh well. Okay, now we can go through our attacks, and we have a 6, 10, and 11, 21 to 4. Wait, yeah, 21 to 4. 5 to 1 odds. Is that in range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, he's not. Okay. 5 to 1 with a 4 is a defender retreats. So he retreats right there. And then we've got this guy with a 12 to 3, 4 to 1 odds with a 1 is a defender eliminated. And then here we've got 6, 12 to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1 to 2 odds with a 4 is going to be an attacker retreats. So flip and flip. Okay, those guys are flipped. That is the end of the Union turn. Confederacy goes, and they're going to try to make their routes or recoveries. I think to play this as a good Confederate player. Oh, there's one. You really have to just take a real defensive stance with this. And that's it. Okay. Anybody in Union? Yep, they're in there. And that's all the Confederates. Again, move into these areas. I want to keep my line together. I can move here and here. Not a bad idea. And then AP Hill, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here he comes. Barreling in for the last turn. Okay. Here we go. 13 to 10. 1 to 1 odds with a 3. That'll move him back. That's all the further I want to go. And that is the end of the Confederate turn. We're in the last turn of the game. So the Union will make their last stand here. Let's go ahead and rally. And the two guys on the south. One of them made it. The 7 did, so we can flip him. We'll pull in here and here. And over here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can move there. Okay, that was 2, 3 moved. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, there's our 10. So we'll go juke, 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 and juke. And then here. Okay, let's go with the Burnside Bridge, and we can use all. I'm going to use all three of these cannons on them. 6. It's in range. Okay, so Kemper will go 11, and 8 is 19. 24 to 6. So 4-to-1 odds with a 3 is a defender retreats. Flip and send him back, and flip and send him back. Okay, over here we have a 4 to 13. 1 to 3 odds with a 3. And that's going to be an attacker retreat. Flip, and then let's go down the line here. 9 to 6. 1-to-1 odds. Oh, 1 to 2. 1 to 2 odds because he's in rough, and 1 to 2 with a 5 as an attacker retreats. And flip and flip, and then here we've got a 6, 12 to 4. 2. 3-to-1, 2. Okay, here 6 to 11 to 5. 1 to, or yeah, it's going to be 1-to-1 because it's in rough. 1-to-1 with a 3 is going to be a defender retreat. And then here we finally have a 12 to 5, 2-to-1 odds with a 6 attacker retreat. Flip and flip, and that is where the Union is going to leave us. Now the Confederacy gets to go. We're going to rout, or rally. Rally, 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 rally. Ugh. I cannot roll a 6 for nothing today. There's 1 6. I swear the dice in this cheat. 1, and that was a flip, and then okay. Confederacy has to move backwards. Well, we kept Sharpsburg intact, and that's about all we're going to do. Hill, AP Hill could move in. We can try this. Go here and here and here. We can at least try to get a few points out of the deal. Okay, so we have 3, 19, 29, 32 to 4. Easily 6-to-1 odds with a 5 defender retreat, so nothing. Okay, and that is game. Okay, we figured out points here, and the Union got 44 points. The Confederacy got 42. Nobody was able to control Sharpsburg, and the Union didn't cut off any Confederate troops so that they could trace a supply line back. So basically, that was a 1-to-1 to 1.1 to 2.5. I think it's a Union marginal victory. So they did barely win this, but again, you did. If you played this and were able to play it like this, you did better than McClellan, or I did better than McClellan today. Anyway, that's what I got today. Pretty fun, simple Antietam game. Check it out if you want to play that. And I'm putting this video out on the anniversary, or close to the anniversary. Anyway, that's what I got today. Again, I thank you all for watching. If you have any specific games you'd like to see me do, let me know down below. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.